by UMass Lowell head coach Pat Duquette here shortly. We talked a little bit about them.
How good a dude is Jim Ferry? Like, just
he was honest.
He's just and again, the one thing that you hit him with, which I thought was really good about, how long he's been doing this and playing this style and been ahead of the curve. And, that helps because, again, everybody says they're going to play fast, but how many actually have done it consistently over the course of their career? Not many.
Not Tony Bennett. I think he's the only guy that never – he's the only guy that just said, you know what, I'm going to do what I do, and I don't care what everybody else is doing. We're going to play as slow as humanly possible, and you're going to have to deal with it. All right, we have Pat Duquette joining us here, UMass Lowell head coach, coming off of a 22-10 season, 11-5, tied for second in the America East. Coach, good to see you, man. You broke through the last 2 years, back-to-back 20-plus win seasons, and now you get to deal with a year where Gooden is not showing up. He's in Charleston now. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, real happy with where the program is right now. Obviously, I've been here a long time, and it always never happens as quickly as you want it to happen. But it's in a good spot. Like you said, 2 20-plus win seasons, 3 of the last 4 championship games we've played in, and we've got a really good team coming back.
Yeah, they like you, Pat. They like you. They stuck around, most of them. They're coming back. I mean, listen, it doesn't get much better than this. But you kept them, you lost me. No more lunches in Newburyport anymore, like last year at Loretta's, right? We had a good lunch last year at Loretta's.
Yeah, figure he skips out when he skips out of town when it's his turn to buy.
Well, how happy are you though with again, Quentin back, Max back, Cam, Yuri, like you got a lot back, and then you bring in some transfers, some freshmen, and I want to talk about Martin Somerville in a little bit, not yet. But how were you able to keep those guys from transferring out of the program when so many other programs right now are being ravaged by the high majors?
Yeah, I'm a credit to those kids and the things that they value. And I think they just felt it was the best place for them, and they want to be on a winning team. I do think me and my staff treat our guys well. In general, they like Lowell, they like the school. And I think it's rare that you're able to keep a kid like Max Brooks 5 years, Quentin Mincy 4 years, returning first and second team All-League guys. So we've got those 2 back along with, Cam and Yuri and Ant Blunt. So, we've got some good experience. We've got older dudes, which is important. Every coach will tell you that. We were able to tap into the portal and bring in 3 older guys there as well. So we just got to blend this thing together. But you can't do it. You can't have the continued success that we've had if you're losing your good players every year. So we're fortunate.
I wanted to ask you about Caleb Murphy. He was a highly regarded guy coming out of high school, transferred from South Florida to DePaul, banged up at DePaul, but the athleticism is there. The shot making is there. What have you seen from him throughout the fall and heading into the season?
The thing that stands out the most to me is just his athleticism. And I was at Boston College for 13 years around some high major athletes. He's above average athlete for any level. So, in our league, I think that is going to help him be really effective. Once he gets in the lane, he just kind of jumps over guys. So he has battled some health stuff that he's continuing to work through, and we hope to have him on the court, full-time soon.
All right, how good is Somerville? Freshman from Bowie, Maryland, 6'3". I know he's going to figure in here, isn't he?
It's hard for me to not see that. I don't. You never want to put any undue pressure on a freshman or the first-year guy, but I think he would be the first to tell you he would welcome it. He came in from day one with ultra confidence and poise, and just doesn't play like a freshman, doesn't act like a freshman. So I think he's going to be able to be impactful right away and should play significant minutes. We've never had a freshman that's come in with the entire package that he appears to have. I don't think we need to rely on him or put any pressure on him because we have enough older guys. But I think he's good enough to be impactful right away for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because he's a freshman coming into a team where you bring back, I believe it's 4 grad seniors and 2 just regular seniors, which are apparently like if you're a regular senior, you're young in this day and age in college basketball. And the transfer you bring it in is a 4th-year guy and 2 fifth-year guys. You got 9 guys on this roster that are 22, 23, maybe even 24 years old. That that's got to make you one of the older teams in college basketball. One, but when you have this much experience, how does that impact you on a coach? Like, is it easier to kind of put in the stuff you want to run? Do you know that these guys are going to be able to pick it up quicker when you try to implement something?
Yeah, that's a great point because I think it's easier in some ways and can be more difficult in others. I think it's easier in the sense that they're not going to be afraid of the moment. They've played their experience. They're not going to go in the game and have any jitters. So that part's kind of over and beyond. They've developed past that. I think the part that could be a little more difficult is the chemistry issue. When you're bringing in freshmen, they kind of fall into place, and the roles are a little bit more defined to the older guys, and it's not as big a shakeup. But when you bring in 3 fifth-year guys, well, they're not looking to wait their turn. So you've really got to, I think, mold and blend the group together to get the chemistry you want, and that can be trickier.
Hey, Pat, I'm not going to have you tell the whole story of the dog. I think Wilson.
Yeah,
I
he's
remember
chewing
from
on
last year.
Yeah, he's
you
chewing on my
weren't
chair
a
right now.
dog person, right? You were not a dog person before, but now you are a big time dog person with Wilson. Wilson's right there.
Yeah, I've come full circle on that, Jeff. Didn't really understand him. I didn't have one growing up, and they kind of bothered me for a period of my life, and then I became a little more open to them, and for unforeseen circumstances, I ended up having some experience with one, and then decided to get my own. And yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to say he's changed my life for sure in a lot of different ways. People who have dogs, I think, can understand that. It's been great.
Yeah,
Trying to get
you've softened up a little bit with the dog, right? You're gentler, you're kinder, all of it.
yeah, yeah. Maybe maybe this is a ploy from the referees and Mike Stevens to get a little something.
Hey, true or false that you want your ashes when you die sprinkled in the North End in Boston? Is this true?
That wouldn't be the worst thing, Jeff. This has become home for sure. You know how much time I've been here. I've been lucky, man. All the years I've been in coaching, most coaches have to bounce around and live in crazy places. I've lived in the North End for 20 something years, man. So it's home. We miss you. We'd like to get you back close nearby, but yeah, it's been a great spot for me. Look at your partner. Your partner
It
can't
may
believe I'm saying
happen.
that.
Hey, Pat, I'll tell you, it is not. Oh, there he
Hey,
is.
there we go. All right.
So cute. So cute. Love it. Love it. Listen, if we don't find a place here, we actually did look in the North End before we came down here, just because we're not sure we're going to move to Charleston. We may end up still going back to the Boston area. And give me the biggest advantage of living in the North End. The only disadvantage I could see, Duke, was having to live in a 1,200 square foot place, just my wife and I. I don't think that's good for her to live in that small place with just me and not being able to get away from me.
Yeah, that might not be good for either one of you. I actually downsized a few years ago. I live in a 1 bedroom, probably 600 square foot place, Jeff, but it's on the first floor and easy access for me and Wilson. I got a bike, so you got to part with space, and you've got to figure out the parking. Those are the two downsides, but everything else, life is great.
What's the best Italian spot? And I'm gonna let you go after this. The best
Yeah,
your go-to Italian spot in the North End is what?
if you just want flat, straight Italian mom and pop style, you got to go to Benevento's on Salem Street. Yep, simple, delicious, old style, perfect.
All right. Well, listen, Coach, it's great to see you. It's great to see your dog first and foremost, but it's great to see you as well. Best of luck this season, and we're gonna have to get to a game if you're gonna bring the pup with you. Is that gonna happen? Is he gonna help you coach?
We'll see. I'm working on getting him one of those security tags where I can take him wherever I want. Emotional support, right?
Hey, Duke, you should coach with him like Leo Papil does with his dog. Have you ever seen that? He holds Leo. Leo holds his dog through the entire game.
Yeah, he'd probably be my best assistant coach.
Oh, man. And on that note, that was Pat Duquette, UMass Lowell head coach. They got a chance to make some noise in the America East this year. Pat, great to see you, man.